the threshold where human ambition defies the laws of nature, the impossible is possible. Welcome to an epic journey through the wonders reshaping our planet. This list holds the never-before-revealed secrets of the world's most unique architectural marvels, from bridges suspended in the clouds to futuristic, dreamlike cities. We'll explore the ingenuity that allows us to reach the stars and conquer the oceans. If you're passionate about the extraordinary, sign up now and turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. But before we begin, let us know in the comments, which country are you watching us from today? Your answer will connect us on this global adventure. Get ready for the magic. Beware of the roar of the earth when it decides to vomit its fury. The Xiaolangdi Dam is not just a retaining wall. It is a mechanical beast designed to tame the indomitable Yellow River. Completed in the year 2001, this mega infrastructure has the capacity to manage more than 1.6 billion cubic meters of sediment per year through its massive discharge tunnels. It was built to prevent the catastrophic floods that have historically devoured entire villages, becoming the ultimate shield against the chaos of mud and water. When the gates open, the expelled water looks like a monster of ochre and foam devouring the air, resembling a waterfall of liquid gold gushing from the bowels of an artificial mountain, or an open wound of the earth expelling its pain accumulated over millennia. Under the glow of the golden sediments floating in the air, the presence of the ancient river spirit manifests itself, a force that demands respect and fear. Workers speak of a vibration in the ground that sounds like an ancestral heartbeat warning about the power of the water. Observing this demonstration of brute force, a doubt pursues us. Have we truly succeeded in imprisoning nature? Or are we simply delaying the moment when the river reclaims, with interest, everything we have taken from it? Is this a mirage born of heat, or a manifestation of pure light in the void? The Dunhuang Solar Thermal Power Plant represents the exact point where technology embraces the mysticism of the Gobi Desert. In this forgotten corner of the world, humanity not only survives, but dialogues with the cosmos through light. Built to capture the very essence of the sun, this mega facility features more than 12,000 heliostat mirrors surrounding a 260-meter-high central tower. Since its inauguration in 2018, this complex has functioned as a beating heart of molten salt, capable of storing heat and generating clean energy, even during the darkest hours of the night, defying the natural and geological cycles of the region. Seen from the firmament, the plant unfolds like a metallic sunflower of titanic proportions, or like an immense silver eye staring fixedly at the universe, creating waves of reflections that look like scars of light on the ancient sand. When the rays converge at the top, the tower emits an almost unbearable white glow, a divine presence that evokes the ancient legends of the Silk Road. In this altar of crystal, man bows before the solar power in a ceremony of silence and eternal fire. Contemplating this radiant horizon, a mystical doubt arises. Is this the salvation promised by science? Or is it the first step in turning our world into an empty mirror that only reflects the loneliness of the sky? Let us dive into the silence where steel melts with the liquid horizon. The Shenzhen-Zhongshan Link is a poem of engineering that whispers about the union of two worlds previously separated by the immensity of the sea. This masterpiece, inaugurated in 2024, extends for 24 kilometers, integrating an underwater tunnel and suspension bridges that challenge the fiercest currents of the Pearl River Delta. Its design was conceived to reduce a 2-hour trip to just 30 minutes, forever altering the perception of time and space in one of the most dynamic regions of the planet. From the heights, the structure unfolds like a silver dragon emerging from the depths to rest upon the waves, or like a delicate crystal suture trying to heal the open wound between the shores. It is a dance of symmetry and strength that seems to float effortlessly over the blue abyss. When the sun sets, the bridge cables capture the last purple flashes, transforming the road into a sacred path that connects the soul with the unknown. Navigators say they feel a supernatural peace when crossing its shadow, as if the structure were a bridge to a dimension of absolute harmony. Contemplating this feat, a question assails us. Is this road a simple commercial route, or is it the spiritual link that will finally unite the fragments of our fragmented civilization? Is it possible that human ambition is capable of sewing the clouds together to unite two worlds? The Huajiang Canyon Bridge is not simply a piece of infrastructure. It is an absolute declaration of war against gravity. This colossal structure, scheduled for completion in 2025, rises to a dizzying height of 625 meters above the Beipan River, claiming the throne as the highest bridge on the planet. With a total length of 2,890 meters, its construction has challenged the limits of modern engineering, facing erratic winds and a karst geography that seems designed to expel any trace of civilization. From a distance, the structure resembles a silver silk thread woven by giants, or perhaps a steel dragon that has decided to rest eternally between two impossible precipices, suspended over the deepest void. When the golden light of twilight hits its tension cables, the bridge emits an almost divine glow, as if it were a sacred portal guarded by the ancient spirits of the mountain. Locals say the whistle of the wind through its beams is the whisper of the earth accepting its new destiny. Contemplating this dominated abyss, a blood-chilling question arises. Is this wonder a path toward progress? Or is it the ultimate proof of our insignificant arrogance in the face of the eternal immensity of nature? why do we persist in piercing the veil of the clouds with glass needles? The Merdeka Fontaine on 18 Tower rises in the heart of Kuala Lumpur as a silent question that defies the limits of the possible. Reaching a monumental height of 678.9 meters, this giant, finished in 2023, has become the second tallest building in the world. Its architecture, composed of faceted glass panels, pays tribute to the identity of a nation, but its presence evokes something much older and more mysterious than simple politics or modern economics. Visually, the tower looks like a spear of light carved from a black diamond trying to wound the sky, or a fragment of divine obsidian that has fallen from the cosmos to remind us of our own fragility. Its geometric silhouette changes with the position of the sun, hiding secrets in its angular shadows. During stormy nights, strange lights seem to dance around its spire, feeding legends about spirits of the air who have found a new home at its peak. It is said that on its highest floors, echoes of whispers are heard that do not belong to this world. Looking toward its invisible summit, a deep unease arises. Have we built a symbol of freedom and progress? Or are we erecting a forbidden totem that will attract shadows we are not yet prepared to understand? How is it possible that an entity of metal and steel never closes its eyes to rest? The port of Shanghai is not just a logistical center. It is the circulatory system of global trade, a place where time is measured in containers and not in seconds. Established as the busiest port in the world since 2010, this megastructure manages more than 47 million TEUs, container units, annually, extending through a complex network that includes the Yangshan Deepwater Terminal, connected by a 32-kilometer bridge over the open sea. Visually, the port manifests as an infinite forest of crimson cranes that look like mechanical claws trying to reach the sky, or as a titanic chessboard where ships are pieces moved by an invisible intelligence. It is a choreography of iron that covers the horizon with an overwhelming industrial symmetry. In the silence of the dawn, the port emits an electric hum, a metallic heartbeat that feels like the breath of a steel god. Longshoremen speak of a frantic energy that never runs out, as if the place had a life of its own. Observing this incessant movement, a question arises that troubles the soul. Have we created a machine so perfect that it no longer needs human breath to continue devouring the future? Prepare to walk on the back of a stone snake that refuses to die. The wall of Kumbhalgarh, known as the Great Wall of India, is an impregnable fortress that guards the secrets of the Rajput clans. Built in the 15th century under the reign of Rana Kumbha, this structure extends over 36 kilometers, winding through the Aravalli Hills. With walls that reach 15 meters in width, it is said to be spacious enough for 8 horses to walk abreast, protecting more than 360 ancient temples within. The wall appears as an ochre rock scar engraved on the green relief of the mountain, resembling sacred armor that the earth has decided to wear to protect its history. Its curves follow the whims of the terrain, creating an organic silhouette that seems to have sprouted from the very ground. Under the mystical light of the Indian sunset, the stones seem to whisper the prayers of the warriors who defended them. There is a legend about a human sacrifice necessary to allow the construction to be completed, leaving a trail of heavy spirituality in every block. Walking along its infinite path, a doubt assails us. What are we truly protecting with these walls? Our freedom or the fear of being devoured by time? Don't look for the ground, because here, gravity is just a distant memory. The International Space Station is humanity's only home outside its terrestrial cradle, a laboratory floating in the absolute void. Launched in 1998 and permanently inhabited since 2000, this structure travels at a speed of 28,000 km/h at an altitude of 400 kilometers. It is the result of the cooperation of 15 nations, joining forces to study the secrets of microgravity and the origin of our existence among the stars. Visually, the ISS resembles a silver metallic firefly trapped in infinite blackness, or a fragile mechanical jewel composed of solar panels that look like dragonfly wings. It is a small spot of light and order in the middle of the silent chaos of the cosmos. In the absolute silence of space, astronauts experience the overview effect, a spiritual epiphany of seeing the Earth without borders. It is a place of purification where human insignificance becomes sacred. Contemplating this solitary outpost, a reflection arises that chills the soul. Are we a species destined to colonize the universe? Or are we simply castaways trying to build a metal boat before the darkness reaches us? Who said skyscrapers can only grow toward the sky and not toward the horizon? Raffles City. Chongqing is a bold marvel that defies spatial perception with its horizontal skyscraper. This complex, completed in 2019, features the Crystal Sky Bridge, a 300-meter-long glass structure suspended 250 meters high over 4 of its 8 towers. It is a prodigy of seismic and wind resistance engineering, designed to act as a bridge of life in one of the densest cities in the world. The structure resembles a glass vessel sailing on a tide of concrete buildings, or a gigantic beam of light trying to hold together the hopes of the metropolis. Its curves evoke the sails of ancient ships that cross the Yangtze River, merging tradition with the digital future. When the Chongqing fog envelops the towers, the bridge seems to float in purgatory, creating an aura of mystery and warning. It is said that the wind whistles through its structures with a human voice, warning about the weight of ambition. Walking on its transparent floor, a question haunts us. Are we conquering the air to be closer to the gods? Or are we simply building balconies to better observe our own fall? Immerse yourself in the luxury of a neon island that has decided to leave dry land forever. Icon of the Seas is not just a cruise ship. It is the largest floating city ever built by human hand. Opened in 2024, this giant of 250,800 tons and 365 meters long is a prodigy of naval engineering that uses liquefied natural gas to navigate. With 7 pools and the largest water park at sea, it represents the zenith of modern escapism, a structure designed so that the outside world completely disappears. Visually, the ship manifests as a mountain of glass and LED lights floating on the deep blue, or as a futuristic artificial reef that shines with the intensity of 1,000 stars under the moon. Its silhouette is a labyrinth of colors and shapes that seems to defy buoyancy itself. Under the silver light of the moon on the high seas, the ship emits an aura of purification, where salt water and steel create a temple dedicated to pleasure and oblivion. It is a place where the soul feels greedy to be washed by the immensity of the ocean. Moving away from the coast in this metal palace, a question pursues us. Are we sailing toward absolute freedom? Or are we fleeing from a world we are no longer capable of enduring without constant distractions? Is it possible to sculpt the face of the Earth to resemble a dream from space? Palm Jumeirah is proof that the desert has no limits when it meets the ocean. Started in 2001, this artificial island has a diameter of 5 kilometers and was built using billions of tons of sand and rock extracted from the bottom of the Persian Gulf. No steel or concrete was used for the base of the island, relying solely on pressure and the perfect placement of natural matter to resist marine currents. From the sky, the island unfolds like a perfect palm leaf carved in turquoise, a geometric jewel that looks like a miracle or a mirage born of extreme wealth. Its fronds are lines of order that defy the natural chaos of the tides, creating a landscape of divine symmetry. Surrounded by a golden light that bounces between the sand and the sea, the island emits a glow of prosperity that evokes the legends of sunken cities. It is said that on its shores, one breathes an artificial peace, a calm bought at the cost of defying the sea. Walking through its streets that were once water, a mystical doubt arises. Is this work an eternal marvel of civilization? Or is it a sandcastle destined to be returned to the ocean when the gods of nature awaken? Is it possible that a 170-kilometer mirror scar is the last refuge of our species, or an insurmountable glass cage? The line is the most audacious and mysterious project of the 21st century. A linear city designed to house 9 million people in a structure only 200 meters wide. Rising 500 meters above sea level, this mega construction in the Neom Desert promises zero emissions and zero cars, using total artificial intelligence to manage daily life. However, its construction involves drilling through mountains and pristine ecosystems with surgical precision that many consider an affront to natural laws. Visually, the city appears as a silver sword blade cutting the desert in two, or as an infinite monolith reflecting the empty sky to hide what occurs inside. It is a barrier of mirrors that seems to try to disappear while dominating the landscape with overwhelming technological arrogance. Under the burning sun, the reflection of the facade creates a constant mirage that confuses birds and travelers, feeding warnings about the desolation that awaits those who remain outside. It is rumored that secrets humanity should not know are buried in its foundations. Observing this wall that gets lost in eternity, a blood-chilling question arises. Are we building the promised paradise? Or are we sealing our destiny inside a luxury sarcophagus from which we can never escape? Venture into the artery, where the world's destiny is decided in every tide, a place where the smallest error can paralyze history. The Suez Canal is an open wound between Africa and Asia that extends for 193 kilometers, allowing 12% of world trade to flow through the desert. Since its opening in 1869, this route has been the scene of wars and catastrophic blockages, such as the recent Ever Given incident in 2021. Its waters, barely 24 meters deep, demand such extreme navigation precision that any deviation turns the steel titans into prisoners of the sand. Visually, the canal appears as a vein of deep and unnatural blue, pulsing through the golden and dead skin of the desert, or as a surgical cut separating two continents with mathematical coldness. Ships look like giants moving over the sand in a constant mirage. Under the yellowish glow of sandstorms, the air is filled with echoes of the thousands of men who died excavating this pass. Captains speak of an invisible pressure pushing ships toward the shores, as if the earth wanted to reclaim its original integrity. Crossing this gorge of water, a disturbing question arises. Is this canal the triumph of trade over geography? Or is it a sand trap where our civilization will be stranded forever when the sea decides to retreat? Don't stop. On this highway, over the salty abyss, speed is your only protection against immensity. The Xiao Bay Bridge is a marvel of maritime engineering that extends for 26.7 kilometers, forming part of a transport system of more than 41 kilometers in Qingdao. Opened in 2011, this giant rests on more than 5,000 pillars buried in the seabed and was designed to resist the impact of typhoons and magnitude 8 earthquakes. Its T-shaped intersection in the middle of the ocean is a technical feat that allows the flow of thousands of vehicles in an environment where salt spray corrosion devours common steel in a matter of months. From the heights, the structure manifests as an immense white dragon that has decided to sleep on the waves, or as a concrete backbone trying to hold together the shores of a land the sea wishes to separate. Its trace looks like divine calligraphy engraved on the blue mirror of the Pacific. On days of thick mist, the bridge seems to float in a white dimension where the beginning and the end disappear, creating an atmosphere of absolute isolation. Local fishermen claim to hear strange sounds under the beams, whispers of marine spirits watching the passage of the machines. Driving along this path that seems to have no end, a mystical doubt invades us. Have we conquered the ocean with our concrete, or are we simply walking on the back of a beast that has not yet decided to awaken? Don't look down. That is the only mantra that can save you from absolute vertigo on this walkway toward the void. The Zhangjiajie Glass Bridge, suspended 300 meters above the bottom of a deep canyon, is a trial by fire for human nerves. Opened in 2016, it has a length of 430 meters and is composed of 99 panels of 3-layer glass, each capable of resisting the impact of a steel sledgehammer. Despite extreme safety tests, the sensation of walking on pure air generates an instinctive terror that logic cannot appease. Visually, the bridge resembles a transparent silk thread stretched between two floating mountains, or a glass tear that has been suspended in the air before falling into the abyss. It almost completely disappears, leaving visitors like tiny dots floating in the nothingness. Under the diffuse light of the mist, the glass seems to fade, creating an experience of purification through fear. Guides speak of the curses of the sacred mountains for those who dare to profane their height with technology. It is a place where the spirit feels struck by the proximity of death. Feeling the creak of the wind under your feet, a blood-chilling question arises. Is this bridge a symbol of our bravery, or is it the ultimate proof of our foolish arrogance in the face of gravity's judgment? why build such a colossal entrance if not to receive visitors from another dimension? The gate to the east, located in Suzhou, is a 301-meter-high skyscraper that has generated as much fascination as mystery since its completion in 2014. With its 68 floors, this structure joins at the top to form a gigantic arch symbolizing the union between China's millennial history and its hyper-technological future. Its design required extreme structural precision to ensure that both towers met perfectly in the air, resisting lateral pressures in an area of soft soils and changing winds. From Jinji Lake, the tower manifests as a dimensional portal trying to absorb the city's energy, or as a pair of gigantic trousers left by an ancient god who has decided to walk over the horizon. Its shape is unique in the world, defying the traditional verticality of neighboring skyscrapers. At night, the arch lights up with a golden light that seems to warn about the magnitude of what it represents. There is a popular belief that the arch acts as a spiritual gate, attracting prosperity, but also shadows from the past. Passing under its immense shadow, a disturbing doubt haunts us. Is this building simply a work of modern art? Or is it the portal that will finally allow tomorrow to completely devour what remains of our yesterday? Tremble before the concrete wall that was capable of slowing down the Earth's rotation itself. The Three Gorges Dam is a mega construction so massive that the weight of its 39.3 billion cubic meters of water slightly altered the distribution of our planet's mass. With a height of 181 meters and a length of more than 2.3 kilometers, this hydroelectric plant is the most powerful in the world. Its creation demanded the sacrifice of entire cities and the displacement of more than 1 million people, erasing millennia of history under an artificial tide of mud and electrical energy. Visually, the dam manifests as an artificial mountain range of lead-gray color trying to muzzle a water dragon, or as the shield of a fallen titan that has been embedded between the mountains to contain the end of the world. Its presence is so vast that the human eye cannot grasp its full scale in a single glance. Under the constant roar of the turbines, a vibration is felt that seems like the lament of the wounded earth. Local myths warn about the spirits of the ancestors whose homes were flooded, who now patrol the dark depths of the reservoir. Observing this concrete monster dominating the Yangtze River, a question haunts us. Have we reached the power of the gods to control the flow of life? Or have we awakened a natural fury that is only waiting for the right moment to reclaim its freedom? Is this an airport or a mothership that has decided to land in the heart of Asia? Beijing Daxing International Airport is the crowning work of organic architecture, a space where steel becomes fluid. Opened in 2019, this giant features a 700,000 square meter terminal, designed to reduce walking distances despite its colossal scale. Its central support structure, which uses no intermediate columns, is a feat of spatial engineering that allows for a massive entry of natural light through its zenithal skylights. From the air, the airport unfolds like a 6-armed golden starfish. or like a mystical phoenix spreading its wings over the Hebei plain. Its radial design is a symphony of curves that defies traditional rigidity, projecting an image of futuristic speed and elegance that seems to vibrate with every takeoff. Walking under its immense white roof, the light creates an atmosphere of transcendental peace, almost as if we were in a cathedral of tomorrow. It is a portal where the spirit prepares to transcend physical boundaries. However, observing its inhuman scale, a disturbing question arises. Are we building doors to other worlds? Or are we creating glass cages so beautiful we will never want to leave them? Beware of the abyss where the sky merges with the depths of the sea. The Shenzhen-Zhongshan Link is a hybrid system that defies the laws of coastal geography. This 24-kilometer megastructure, inaugurated in 2024, includes a 6.8-kilometer underwater tunnel and suspension bridges rising above the busiest shipping routes of the Pearl River Delta. Its construction required the creation of artificial islands and the use of millimetric precision steel tube immersion technologies, capable of resisting maximum category typhoons and the extreme corrosion of salt water. From a distance, the structure resembles a silver dragon emerging from the waves to dive back into the bowels of the earth, or a mechanical suture trying to heal the separation between two metropolises. It is a dance of concrete and steel floating over the blue void with astonishing technical aggressiveness. When the sunset light filters through the tunnel entrances, a mystical shadow is perceived that seems to warn about the weight of the ocean. Sailors speak of echoes resonating in the underwater walls, whispers of ancient sea deities watching this human intrusion. Descending into the darkness below sea level, a blood-chilling question arises. Have we conquered Neptune's domain? Or are we simply walking through the throat of a beast that could close at any moment? How can a metal structure capture the concept of eternity in the middle of urban chaos? Infinitus Plaza, designed by the prestigious Zaha Hadid Studio and completed in 2021 in Guangzhou, is an ode to continuity. The building consists of 2 volumes connected by pedestrian bridges at multiple levels, forming an infinite loop that encourages interaction and fluidity. With a design centered on sustainability, it uses perforated aluminum facades and rainwater collection systems, integrating smart technology to optimize energy consumption in its thousands of square meters of offices and commercial spaces. Visually, The building manifests as a giant DNA helix, or as a Mobius strip sculpted in white metal and glass, projecting a shadow that seems to move with the rhythm of sunlight. It is a structure that has no beginning or end, a visual paradox that hypnotizes the passerby. Under the glow of its internal lights, the plaza emits a vibrant energy that seems to regenerate the spirit of those who walk through it. It is said that the circular flow of the design harmonizes the city's energies, creating a futuristic sanctuary of peace. However, observing this perfect loop, an existential doubt arises. Is this building a symbol of infinite progress, or is it the reflection of a society trapped in a cycle of consumption from which there is no way out? Don't look at the precipice if you want to keep your sanity on this stairway to heaven. The Yaxi Highway, completed in 2012 after 5 years of struggle against the mountain, is known as the most beautiful and dangerous highway in Sichuan. Spanning 240 kilometers, the route ascends more than 7.5 meters for every kilometer traveled, passing through 25 tunnels and 270 bridges. Its circular viaducts and extreme gradients were designed to resist massive earthquakes and weather conditions where snow and fog devour the asphalt in a matter of seconds. The road twists like a concrete snake trying to scale a sacred mountain, or like a grayish scar engraved in the green lung of the mountain range. It often disappears among the clouds, leaving drivers suspended in a white limbo where earth and sky lose their distinction. Enveloped in a perpetual mist that blurs reality, the highway feels like a corridor to the realm of the ancient gods. Locals talk about shadows protecting travelers in the highest sections, invisible guardians of the peaks. Crossing these bridges that seem to float in nothingness, a question assails our soul. Have we built a path to civilization? Or is this the path that will finally lead us to lose ourselves in the immensity of the divine? Behold the silver line that erased ocean borders to unite three worlds in a single beat. The longest sea bridge in the world is a feat that defies imagination, stretching for 55 kilometers over the waters of the South China Sea. Opened in 2018, this colossus used more than 400,000 tons of steel, enough to build 60 Eiffel Towers and features a 6.7-kilometer underwater tunnel to allow for the passage of massive cargo ships. Its design was conceived to last 120 years, resisting super typhoons and the constant impact of the region's strongest marine currents. From the firmament, the bridge manifests as a pearl necklace left by a goddess on the blue velvet of the sea, or as an iron backbone trying to hold together the will of a nation. Its curvature is an ode to the harmony between brute force and the elegance of the aquatic landscape. Under the golden light of twilight, the structure emits a glow that symbolizes unification and hope. It is a place where the spirit feels the magnitude of human effort against the immensity of the horizon. Observing this infinite path that gets lost in the mist, a deep reflection arises. Is this bridge the final triumph over distance? Or is it a golden chain that reminds us of our eternal need to control the indomitable? Listen to the song of silence in this ice palace that refuses to melt under the sun. Harbin Opera House, completed in 2015 by Mad Architects, is a masterpiece of sinuous architecture that responds to the frigid climate of northeast China. With an area of 79,000 square meters, the building looks like it was sculpted by wind and water rather than human hands. Its facade of white aluminum panels and glass allows winter light to flood the warm wood interiors, creating a radical contrast between the external coldness and the artistic passion of the stage. Visually, the theater resembles a crystallized snow dune or a prehistoric sea creature that has become stranded in the Songhua River plains. Its smooth curves eliminate any right angles, integrating into the snowy landscape as if it had always been part of Harbin's natural geography. Under the silver light of the moon, the building emits a ghostly aura, a white glow that seems to house the spirits of music and ice. Visitors experience a sense of purification, a sacred isolation from the world's noise. Contemplating this mountain of art, a mystical doubt arises. Is this opera house a refuge for eternal beauty? Or is it an ephemeral monument to a civilization trying to freeze time before everything fades away? Don't close your eyes. On this asphalt spiral, gravity is just a suggestion that the design tries to ignore. The Tianlong Mountain Road, near Taiyuan, is famous for its 3-level circular viaduct that seems to float over the forest. Recently opened to facilitate access to ancient Buddhist grottos, this 30-kilometer structure reaches dizzying heights, using massive steel pillars to support curves that seem impossible. The engineering of this road focused on minimizing environmental impact while solving an altitude difference of hundreds of meters in an extremely short distance. From a distance, the road looks like the trail of a stone dragon that is coiled around the mountain, or a giant roller coaster designed to transport souls toward the sacred peaks. Its helical shape defies visual logic, creating a symmetry that looks like something out of a fever dream. Under the diffuse light of the afternoon, the structure casts deep shadows on the cliffs, feeding legends about invisible guardians watching the ascent of the curious. Drivers talk about a vibration in the steering wheel that sounds like an ancestral whisper. Traveling along these curves that hang over the void, a question haunts us. Are we building bridges to the sacred past? Or are we creating vertigo traps for a humanity that has forgotten how to walk on the earth? Behold the silver thread that dares to sew two mountains separated by the deepest abyss on Earth. The Dooj Bridge has been, since 2016, the highest bridge on the planet, suspended at a terrifying height of 565 meters above the Beipan River. This cable-stayed engineering marvel extends for 1,141 meters, joining Guizhou and Yunnan provinces. Its construction challenged hurricane-force winds and treacherous karst geography, requiring engineering precision that allowed the two ends to meet in the middle of the void with a deviation of less than millimeters. From the bottom of the canyon, the bridge looks like a metal needle piercing the clouds, or a divine web woven by steel giants to cross the realm of men. Its presence is so minimal and yet so dominant that it seems like a miracle suspended by the sheer force of human will. Under the vertical glow of noon, the structure emits a brilliance that seems to connect the pulse of the earth with the infinity of the sky. Travelers feel a sacred respect for the apparent fragility of their path over the abyss. Looking down and seeing how the clouds flow under your feet, a spiritual doubt arises. Have we reached the peak of our technical glory, or are we simply defying a nature that sooner or later will reclaim its space? White giants patrol the horizon, where the sky meets the East China Sea in a dance of invisible energy. The Jang Su Rudong offshore wind farm is one of the largest in the world, a testimony to the transition toward the power of the wind. With hundreds of turbines rising more than 100 meters above sea level, this facility generates gigawatts of clean electricity to power millions. Its construction required massive foundations in the seabed and the use of specialized crane ships to install blades that exceed the length of several commercial aircraft. Visually, the park manifests as an otherworldly forest of mills, turning in a slow and perfect choreography, or as metallic sentinels guarding the ocean borders before the eyes of fishermen. It is a vision of industrial order that transforms the chaos of the waves into a symphony of constant rotation. Under the rhythmic hum of the blades, a song is heard that sounds like the breath of a new nature created by man. Sailors say the wind there has a different voice, one that speaks of a future where fire has been replaced by air. Observing these giants that never rest, a question pursues us. Is this the path to save our world? Or are we turning the oceans into mechanical farms where the original silence of creation has been lost forever? gold has never shone with such greed or such elegance as in the silhouette that defines the soul of Macau. The Grand Lisboa, opened in 2008, is an icon of extravagant architecture that rises to 258 meters high. Its base is a massive sphere housing one of the most famous casinos in the world, while the main tower is inspired by the symbolism of the local culture. The facade is covered by thousands of LED glass panels that transform the building into a beacon of light and color, dominating the skyline of the former Portuguese colony. From the historical streets, the tower manifests as a fire lotus flower exploding in the sky, or as the golden feather plume of a celestial emperor who has decided to watch over the chance of men. It is a spectacle of excess and symmetry that attracts eyes from all corners of the planet. When the sun hits its golden surface, the building emits a glow that evokes the presence of the gods of fortune and luck. There is a popular belief that its shape protects the city's wealth and attracts the blessings of destiny. However, crossing its glass doors, a mystical doubt haunts us. Are we before a temple of eternal prosperity? Or is this the golden idol of a civilization that has placed its faith in the ephemeral brightness of gambling and time? Fall back before the fury of mud and the roar of the wounded earth. The Xiaolangdi Dam is not just a containment barrier, it is a hydraulic beast designed to tame the indomitable Yellow River. Opened in 2001, after a decade of struggle against the elements, this structure reaches a height of 154 meters and a length of 1.3 kilometers. Its true technical feat lies in its ability to manage more than 1.6 billion cubic meters of sediment per year, using massive discharge tunnels that expel the accumulated sludge to prevent the riverbed from rising and devouring the surrounding plains. When the gates open, the expelled water looks like a dragon's mouth spitting liquid gold, or an open wound of the earth expelling its pain in the form of ochre foam and deafening thunder. The magnitude of the flow creates a mist of sediment that erases the horizon, transforming the landscape into an apocalyptic stage of brute force. Under the amber light of suspended particles, the river's severe spirit manifests, a force that demands respect and fear. Workers speak of a vibration that sounds like an ancestral whisper, warning about the power of the water. Observing this demonstration of extreme control, a doubt chills our blood. Have we truly succeeded in imprisoning nature? Or are we simply delaying the moment when the river reclaims its freedom with a fury we cannot contain? Is it possible to domesticate the absolute void of the Sea of Death with a simple asphalt ribbon? The Taclamakan Desert Highway is an epic feat that defies the laws of shifting geology. Spanning 522 kilometers, this route opened in 1995, crosses the heart of the Tarim Basin, a place where dunes can move dozens of meters in a single night. To prevent the sand from burying the road, engineers installed a biological protection system composed of resistant shrubs that are fed by a complex drip irrigation mechanism, maintaining a green strip in an environment where rain is a forgotten myth. Visually, the road appears as a grayish scar engraved on the golden and burning skin of the desert, or as an infinite thread trying to sew a landscape that shifts and breathes with every storm. It is a line of absolute order in the midst of a chaos of sand that seems to watch the firmness of concrete with envy. Under the relentless sun that distorts the light, the asphalt exhales a heat that creates mirages where the souls of ancient travelers seem to walk again. Bedouins say the desert whispers names to confuse the living and reclaim its space. Observing this path that disappears into the infinite horizon, a mystical doubt arises. Is this highway a triumph of progress? Or is it a thin line of human arrogance that the desert will eventually devour in its millennial silence? Are we building the promised paradise, or digging the final refuge for a humanity that has forgotten the ground? Wuhan Future City is a high-tech epicenter that looks like it was extracted from a science fiction novel. This innovation district houses hundreds of cutting-edge companies and thousands of researchers dedicated to artificial intelligence and clean energy. The urban design integrates smart skyscrapers with automated transport systems, creating an environment where efficiency is the only law and technology is the air that is breathed. Visually, the city manifests as a giant microchip made of steel, glass, and vertical gardens, where each building looks like a piece fitted by an invisible hand to optimize the performance of the total system. It is a labyrinth of neon lights and aerodynamic structures that challenge the traditional aesthetic of industrial cities. At night, the city emits a bluish glow that evokes the presence of a collective mind operating in the shadows. It is said that in its data center, not only is information processed, but the very destiny of modern society. It is a place where the spirit feels Gothic and is washed by the purity of logic, but is also watched by electronic eyes. Walking through its automated streets, a question arises that troubles the soul. Have we finally reached the pinnacle of civilization? Or are we erasing our humanity to become data within an infinite network? Don't look at the ground while floating above the urban abyss in this steel centipede. The Wuhan Sky Train, China's first suspended monorail, is a marvel of aerial mobility that seems to defy gravity itself. This transport system, known as Dolphin for its aerodynamic design, moves along elevated tracks crossing the city's technological districts. With autonomous driving technology and high-strength lightweight materials, the train allows for a total panoramic view thanks to its glass floors. offering a controlled flight experience over the traffic and chaos of the metropolis. From a distance, the train looks like a silver snake sliding through the sky, or a beam of solid light piercing the smog clouds to unite two distant worlds. Its movement is silent and fluid, a mechanical dance that seems to ignore the laws of friction and weight. When the city lights flicker under the glass of the floor, the passenger experiences a sense of divine isolation, as if they had ascended to a technological purgatory. Inhabitants speak of shadows that seem to follow the train from the rooftops, guardians of the air watching the passage of the machines. Feeling how the structure sways gently over the void, a blood-chilling question arises. Is this the ultimate freedom of movement? Or is it a glass cage keeping us suspended over a reality we no longer want to touch? Feel the whisper of the wind as extreme speed becomes a sacred silence within a nation's silver arrow. The Fuxing Rejuvenation high-speed train is the zenith of contemporary railway engineering, capable of reaching commercial speeds of 350 to 400 km/h. Designed entirely with Chinese intellectual property, it features state-of-the-art sensors that monitor every vibration of the chassis and noise reduction systems that transform the journey into a levitation experience. It is the circulatory system that joins the vast provinces of China with precision that defies time and distance. Visually, the train appears as a polished metal needle sewing the horizon, or as a white exhalation cutting the landscape with elegant aggressiveness. Its aerodynamic silhouette seems designed to wound the air, leaving behind only a trail of energy and the echo of a force that knows no limits. Under the blurred light of the fields, passing at high speed, the passenger experiences an overwhelming peace, as if constant movement were the only form of stability. It is said that the spirit of the road protects these steel sprinters as they cross impossible bridges. Observing how the world dissolves into lines of color through the window, a deep reflection arises. Are we gaining time by running so fast? Or are we losing the ability to see the beauty of the earth we pass through? Seek the absolute balance in the arc of light, embracing the moon over the calm waters of Taihu Lake. Popularly known as the Horseshoe Hotel, this complex is a masterpiece of symmetry and architectural luxury. With a height of more than 100 meters, its circular structure is partially submerged in the lake bed, creating a continuous ring that symbolizes unity and harmony. The facade is composed of layers of white glass and LED light rings that transform the building into a beacon of serenity, reflecting the millennial tradition of porcelain and water aesthetics. From the coast, the hotel manifests as a mystical halo that has descended to bless the landscape, or as a glass door inviting travelers into a realm of peace and spiritual regeneration. Its reflection on the water's surface creates an illusion of totality, where sky and earth unite in a perfect circle. In the stillness of the night, the building emits a soft glow that seems to purify the surrounding air. Visitors speak of a Gothic Russian sense of spirit upon entering its circular structure, as if time stopped to allow for the healing of the soul. Observing this form that has no beginning or end, a spiritual doubt arises. Have we built a refuge for eternal peace? Or is this ring a reminder that everything we do always returns to the same starting point? Let us analyze the steel backbone that holds up the Shenzhen sky with unwavering technical precision. The Ping An Finance Center, completed in 2017, rises to a monumental height of 599 meters, establishing itself as one of the tallest skyscrapers in the world. Its facade is clad with 1,700 tons of 316L grade stainless steel, specifically designed to resist coastal saline environment corrosion and hurricane-force winds in the region. This 115-story Titan is not only a prodigy of structural engineering, but also an example of energy efficiency, using an aerodynamic design that reduces wind loads by 35%, ensuring absolute stability in China's technological epicenter. Visually, the tower manifests as a finely sharpened silver needle, trying to pierce the veil of the clouds, or as a pillar of solid light anchoring the city to the firmament. Its slender metallic silhouette projects an image of power and modernity that dominates the horizon with cold, mathematical elegance. Under the glow of the midday sun, the steel shines with an intensity that symbolizes prosperity and the unbreakable spirit of a rising nation. There is a local saying that whoever reaches its top can see the future of Asia. Observing this mass of metal, a reflection full of pride arises. Is this building proof that there are no limits to human ambition when merged with science? Let us explore the icon that defined Shanghai's rebirth, merging telecommunications technology with ancestral symbolism. The Oriental Pearl Tower, completed in 1994, rises 468 meters high in the Lujiazui district. Its structure consists of 11 spheres of different sizes, supported by 3 gigantic columns sinking deep into the muddy soil of the Huangpu riverbank. This feat of engineering was designed to house television and radio channels, using a high-tech damping system to resist the fiercest typhoons of the East China Sea. From the Bund, the tower resembles a series of gigantic jewels strung on a silver needle, or a constellation that has decided to descend to illuminate the port. Its design evokes the poetic concept of pearls falling onto a jade plate, creating a visual harmony that connects the imperial past with the digital future. When its purple and gold lights turn on, the tower emits an aura of magnetism that has attracted millions for decades. It is the symbol of a people's faith in their own historical transformation. Contemplating its suspended spheres, a mystical doubt arises. Are these pearls simple repositories of technology, or are they the guardians of the spiritual memory of a city that never stops dreaming? Welcome to the sanctuary where urban planning meets art under a skin of steel and glass that defies conventional geometry. The Museum of Contemporary Art and Planning exhibition, MOCAPE, in Shenzhen, designed by Coop Himmelbell of Wuhan and completed in 2016, is a laboratory for parametric architecture. Its interior houses the Cloud, a polished stainless steel structure joining the two institutions in a fluid embrace, with a smart facade system filtering natural light and regulating temperature. This 40-meter-high building is a triumph of digital construction and spatial integration. Visually, the museum manifests as a drop of liquid mercury caught in a glass box, or as an extraterrestrial organism that has decided to crystallize in the center of the metropolis. Its curved and reflective forms create a labyrinth of mirrors, fascinatingly distorting reality and space. Under the ambient light of its white galleries, an atmosphere of purity and infinite possibility is perceived. It is said that walking through its interior is like traveling through the folds of a futuristic mind. Observing this work that seems to come from another century, a question assails us. Are we before a container of art? Or is the building itself redesigning our perception of what is possible in this world? Beware of the whistle of the wind as you cross the golden giant that dominates Asia's most indomitable waters. The Yangtze Bridge in Wuhan, opened in 2019, is the world's longest double-deck suspension bridge, with a main span of 1,700 meters. Its massive structure required steel cables of unprecedented strength to support the 12 lanes of traffic connecting the city's districts. Designed to resist extreme floods and the impact of large ships, this bridge represents the zenith of construction capacity in high-flow rivers. From the shore, the bridge appears as an immense golden dragon that has stretched its body over the Yangtze River, or as a golden harp whose strings vibrate with the weight of thousands of vehicles. Its bright color is a cry of technical victory against the challenging geography of central China. On stormy nights, the cables are said to emit a metallic wail that sounds like a warning from the depths of the river. Locals talk about shadows patrolling the bridge's lower levels when the fog is thick. Feeling the vibration of the asphalt over the liquid void, a blood-chilling doubt pursues us. Have we finally domesticated the great river? Or is this bridge only a golden chain the water will break when it decides to awaken its true fury? How is it possible for a glass vessel to sail through the sky at 250 meters high without ever falling? Raffles City, Chongqing, is a nightmare for gravity lovers and a dream for modern engineering. Opened in 2019, this complex features the Crystal, a 300-meter-long horizontal skyscraper resting on 4 vertical towers. Weighing 12,000 tons of steel, this structure was lifted in sections with millimetric precision, incorporating seismic isolation systems, allowing it to sway safely in the face of earthquakes and strong winds. Visually, the complex resembles a fleet of glass sailboats surmounting a tide of cement, or a gigantic beam of light trying to hold together the reality of one of the world's densest cities. It is a geometric intrusion, cutting the horizon with audacity bordering on madness. When the wind from the Jilin and Yangtze rivers whistles through the suspended gardens of the Crystal, echoes that sound like human voices asking for caution are heard. There is a legend that the building acts as an antenna for the city's energies. Walking on its transparent floor, a disturbing question haunts us. Are we conquering the air to be closer to eternity? Or are we simply building luxury balconies to better observe our own insignificance? Don't look for the entrance, because the real world lies beneath your feet in this labyrinth of glass and earth. Chungdu SKP is the largest underground shopping mall in China, a prodigy of urban engineering and landscaping. Completed in 2022, this 500,000 square meter complex is almost entirely below ground level, covered by an ecological park on the surface. Its construction required massive excavations and a high-tech skylight system to bring sunlight into the depths, creating an artificial ecosystem where nature and consumption coexist in a strange balance. From above, the park appears as a futuristic Zen garden dotted with glass needles sprouting from the ground, or as a series of luminous craters revealing a hidden civilization in the bowels of the earth. It is a vision of an inverted world where the sky is concrete and the ground is silk. In the deepest corners of the complex, it is rumored that the air has a different weight, and that whispers of the original Earth that was removed are heard. Visitors speak of a feeling of being watched by the depth itself. Descending into this buried paradise, a mystical doubt invades us. Are we creating new cities to save ourselves from the surface? Or are we burying ourselves alive in a golden glass cage we won't want to leave? Abandon all hope of verticality as you descend toward the heart of an open wound in the earth. This hotel, built inside an abandoned 88-meter deep quarry, is a marvel of inverse architecture. Opened in 2018, after a decade of technical challenges, the building attaches to the sheer rock walls, with 2 floors completely submerged underwater. Its engineering had to solve extreme drainage problems, slope stability, and flood safety, turning an industrial scar into a sanctuary of luxury and peace. The structure manifests as a waterfall of glass and steel flowing down the rock, or as a jewel embedded in the corpse of a mountain that was devoured by industry. It is a violent contrast between the smoothness of modern design and the roughness of stone wounded by explosions from the past. Under the bluish light of the underwater rooms, the presence of the earth spirits that were disturbed decades ago is felt. Guests speak of a sepulchral peace and reflections in the water that don't seem to belong to anyone. It is said the quarry has its own pulse, a slow and heavy heartbeat. Looking up from the bottom of the abyss, a blood-chilling question arises. Have we healed the earth with this hotel? Or have we built a temple to worship our own ability to profane the deep? Behold the steel lotus that has bloomed on the banks of the Changtang River to house a generation's dreams. This stadium, known as the Big Lotus, was finished in 2018 and has a capacity for 80,000 spectators. Its exterior design consists of 28 large petals and 27 small petals made of interlocking steel, using advanced algorithms to reduce the amount of metal needed while maximizing structural strength. It is a supreme example of bionic architecture, where the shape of a natural flower dictates the engineering of a massive megastructure. Visually, the stadium appears as a giant white flower that has fallen from the sky to float over the urban landscape, or as a metallic lace crown designed by the gods of symmetry. Its visual lightness hides thousands of tons of engineering that seem to weigh nothing before the spectator's gaze. During massive events, the structure vibrates with a ritualistic energy that seems to connect the crowd with an ancestral force. Citizens see the lotus as a symbol of purity and national success. However, observing its perfect geometry, a spiritual unease arises. Is this stadium a place for sport? Or is it a modern altar designed to perform sacrifices of effort under the watchful eye of technology that measures everything? Is it possible to put the ocean, the sun, and an entire city inside a single box of cement and glass? The New Century Global Center in Chengdu is the world's largest building by total floor area, with an amazing 1.7 million square meters. Opened in 2013, this megastructure is so vast that it has its own microclimate and an artificial sun that shines 24 hours a day. It contains an artificial beach with waves, a recreated Mediterranean village, and hundreds of shops, all protected by a glass roof that defies the scale of any other human construction. From the outside, the building manifests as a transatlantic of biblical dimensions that has run aground in the middle of the Sichuan Plain, or as a rectangular glass mountain trying to hide an entire universe inside. Its scale is so inhuman that the eye takes time to process that it is not a mirage. Under the light of the artificial sun, time loses its meaning, and the spirit dives into a simulated reality. Visitors speak of a feeling of total disconnection from the outside world, as if they had crossed into another dimension of eternal consumption. Getting lost in its infinite hallways, a question arises that troubles the soul. Have we built the perfect refuge against nature? Or have we created a prison so vast we will never realize we are trapped in it? Beware of the whispers of the jungle growing inside the glass bubble, for nature is reclaiming its space. The Ring Chongqing is a bold experiment in urban biophilia, opened in 2021. Its centerpiece is a 42-meter-high indoor botanical garden housing more than 70,000 plants and a 15-meter waterfall. The building's engineering integrates precision climate control systems to maintain tropical species in one of China's hottest cities, creating a green lung surrounded by steel and luxury commerce. Visually, the center manifests as a Jurassic jungle trapped inside a futuristic glass egg, or as a green wound oozing life in the middle of gray pavement. Its suspended walkways allow visitors to walk among the treetops while observing the neon lights of the shops, a surreal and vibrant contrast. Under the green glow of filtered light, a silent warning is felt about the fragility of what remains of the natural world. Visitors say they hear the heartbeat of the jungle mixed with the hum of the air conditioning. It is said the plants here have a shared consciousness. Observing this imprisoned nature, the ultimate question arises: are we learning to live with the earth again? Or are we creating plant zoos to remember what we will soon destroy completely on the outside? Hold on tight, as an entire vessel defies gravity in this elevator of biblical proportions. The Three Gorges ship lift, completed in 2016, is the largest structure of its kind in the world. Capable of lifting vessels of up to 3,000 tons to a height of 113 meters in less than 40 minutes, this technical feat uses a 15,500-ton counterweight balance system. Its precision engineering allows boats to fly over the dam, avoiding slow traditional locks and optimizing the commercial pulse of the Yangtze River with mechanical efficiency that seems like magic. Visually, the structure manifests as an immense steel frame holding a giant bathtub of water in the air, or as the torso of a mechanical titan lifting toy boats toward the clouds. It is an industrial vision where water and iron merge in a perfect and terrifying vertical movement. Under the silver light of the river spray, the lift emits a dull hum that resonates in the canyon walls. Sailors speak of a feeling of sacred weightlessness during the ascent, as if the river's spirit were being lifted to a higher plane. Seeing how tons of steel and water float over the abyss, a mystical doubt arises. Have we finally reached the gods' technology to move oceans, or are we forcing the laws of the earth to a point of no return? Is it possible for a computer algorithm to take physical form and breathe through glass walls? Alibaba's headquarters in Hangzhou is not just an office. It is the central nervous system of a digital empire. Covering 290,000 square meters, this complex was designed to maximize connectivity and fluid thought. Its architecture incorporates smart energy management systems and open spaces that eliminate traditional hierarchies. The structure is supported by a steel and glass network, allowing natural light to flood every corner, symbolizing data transparency in the age of global information. From the air, the complex unfolds like an immense neural network etched into the ground, or like a glass labyrinth where the flows of people resemble electrical impulses traveling through a processor. It is a vision of order and controlled chaos, redefining the aesthetic of modern productivity. When the sun reflects on its high-tech facades, the building emits a golden glow, evoking the wealth and ambition of a new type of commercial dynasty. It is said that in its hallways, one breathes the air of tomorrow, an air charged with an invisible electric energy. Observing this temple of e-commerce, a question arises that troubles the spirit. Are we building spaces for human creativity? Or have we created the perfect hive to serve an intelligence we can no longer control? Beware of vertigo as you watch the glass twist toward infinity in a dance against the wind. The Shanghai Tower, finished in 2015, is China's tallest skyscraper with its monumental height of 632 meters. Its spiral design, turning exactly 120 degrees, is not just aesthetic. It was calculated through wind tunnels to reduce lateral loads from typhoons by 24%. With 128 floors and a double glass facade system acting as a giant thermos, this tower is a prodigy of sustainability and structural resistance in the soft soil of the Yangtze Delta. Visually, the tower manifests as a glass dragon ascending in a spiral toward the sky, or as a column of water frozen in an eternal turn of supreme elegance. Its translucent silhouette seems to disappear among the clouds, creating a direct visual connection between the solid ground and the realm of the stars. Under the light of twilight, the tower shines with a bluish aura that seems to absorb the metropolis's dreams. Inhabitants say that at its stop time moves more slowly, and that whispers of the wind can be heard telling stories of other worlds. Looking toward its invisible peak from the street, a spiritual doubt haunts us. Is this skyscraper the final stairway toward our own divinity? Or is it a glass finger warning us about the dangers of trying to touch the face of the eternal? Let us return to the time when millennial tradition fused with steel to create a 21st century pagoda. The Jinmau Tower, opened in 1999, is a tribute to classical Chinese architecture. Rising 420.5 meters high with 88 floors, the lucky number, its steel and concrete structure follows the rhythmic proportions of traditional architecture, but with the strength needed to resist hurricane winds and earthquakes. Its central atrium, stretching over more than 30 floors, is one of the world's most impressive architectural cavities, offering a dizzying view into the building's heart. The structure resembles a futuristic bamboo stalk made of glass and metal, or an ancestral pagoda that has been blessed with lightning power to grow beyond mountains. Its stepped levels reflect sunlight with a symmetry evoking order, peace, and unbreakable prosperity. Under the golden light of the street lamps, the tower emits an amber glow that seems to invoke ancestral protection over the financial district. There is a sense of sacred respect inside, a calm contrasting with Shanghai's frenzy. Observing its classic silhouette etched into the modern horizon, a question arises that overcomes the soul. Can we preserve our spiritual identity as we ascend toward a future of machines and data? Or is this tower our past's last refuge? Do not fear the cut of this glass sword that has decided to decapitate the clouds. Popularly known as the bottle opener, the Shanghai World Financial Center reaches 492 meters high. Completed in 2008, its most distinctive feature is the trapezoidal opening at the top, designed to relieve immense wind pressure at those altitudes. With 101 floors, this steel and concrete megastructure was, for a time, the tallest in China, representing the nation's economic power, with a bold geometry redefining contemporary functionalist architecture's limits. From a distance, the building manifests as a silver dagger embedded in the sky, or as a dimensional portal left open in the middle of the city. Its smooth and angular surface reflects the sun's passage with mathematical coldness that commands respect and distance in equal parts. When the mist crosses the hole at its top, the structure emits a ghostly aura, as if breathing the cosmos's essence. Workers on the high floors talk about strange lights seen through the upper void on moonless nights. Contemplating this opening to nothingness, a question troubles our spirit. Is this hole a technical solution to the wind? Or is it the void we have left in our soul by placing all our faith in money and steel? Venture into the infinite loop, where architecture curves until it bites its own tail, creating a refuge for artistic rebirth. The Phoenix Center, finished in 2014, is a spatial engineering marvel with an area of 65,000 square meters. Its design is based on a Mobius strip, a continuous geometric shape without beginning or end, built through an interlocking steel network supporting an undulating glass facade. This building is not only a television network's headquarters, but a public space experiment integrating ramps and galleries in a constant flow while defying urban verticality. Visually, the center resembles a cosmic nest left by a divine creature, or a silver phoenix egg shining with the promise of eternal life. Its smooth curves and net texture create a play of shadows that seems to move organically with the sun's position, transforming Beijing's landscape. Under the ambient light filtering through its steel shell, an atmosphere of purification and creative peace is breathed. It is said that the circular flow of the design washes the spirit of those who walk it, eliminating external life stress. However, observing this perfect loop from which there seems to be no exit, a mystical doubt arises. Are we witnessing beauty's rebirth, or are we trapped in an eternal cycle of technological mirages we don't know how to escape? Observe the silver needle trying to sew the firmament's wounds with elegance bordering on the inhuman. The Tienzin CTF Finance Center, completed in 2019, rises to a height of 530 meters. Its aerodynamic shape, composed of fluid curves and conical surfaces, was designed to minimize coastal wind impact, allowing the tower to be lighter and more efficient than conventional skyscrapers. With its 97 floors, this glass colossus houses offices, hotels, and luxury apartments, establishing itself as the lighthouse of economic development in North China and a triumph of parametric symmetry. From the port, the tower manifests as a silver light rocket ready to take off toward the stars, or as a glass tear falling from the universe's eye. Its polished surface reflects the sea and sky, blending with the surroundings until becoming almost invisible on foggy days. Under its LED lights glow in the deep night, the structure emits a magnetic aura, seeming to guide space travelers toward Earth. There is a belief that the T-spire acts as a lightning rod for celestial energies. Looking toward its top, that seems to merge with the cosmos, a disturbing reflection arises. Are we building ports for the stars, or are we erecting monuments to our own loneliness in the universe's immensity? Can a building teach humanity how to reconcile with the Earth's breath before it's too late? The Hangzhou Low Carbon Science and Technology Museum is the first of its kind in the world, a 33,000 square meter structure dedicated to sustainability. Opened with state-of-the-art technology, the building itself is a laboratory. It uses solar panels, water collection systems, and recycled materials to reduce its ecological footprint. Its aerodynamic design promotes natural ventilation and reduces the need for artificial light, integrating with the Grand Canal landscape as living proof that science can be nature's salvation. Visually, the museum manifests as a green lung of glass and steel sprouting among the trees, or as a pure air bubble caught in the industrial era's middle. Its organic forms flow like the nearby canal's water, conveying a sense of peace and absolute balance with the surroundings. Under the light filtered by its smart glasses, a spiritual calm is experienced, a sensation of being washed from the sin of excessive consumption. It is a place of silent prayer for the planet's future. However, observing this ecological refugee's fragility against the rest of the world, a blood-chilling question arises. Is this museum the start of our healing? Or is it simply the glass sarcophagus where we will keep a world's memory we can no longer save? Contemplated the glass mountain that has arisen in Nanjing's heart to rival ancient peak legends. The Zifeng Tower, designed by the prestigious SOM Studio and finished in 2010, rises 450 meters high. Its fragmented architecture is inspired by dragon scales in the city's historical walls. The glass panels are arranged at variable angles, creating a texture that reflects light differently depending on the time of day. With 89 floors, this megastructure not only dominates the horizon, but acts as a giant prism, decomposing urban reality into 1,000 modernity reflections. The tower appears as an ice and fire stalagmite that has pierced the asphalt, or as a sacred dragon's back that has decided to emerge from history's depths to watch the present. Its stepped shape generates a play of light and shadow that seems to change the building's scale before the spectator's eyes. During sunset, the glass scales emit a crimson glow, evoking warriors' blood and past emperors' glory. It is said the building protects the city's spirit against oblivion's shadows. Observing this mass shining as a rough diamond, a mystical doubt invades us. Is this tower our unbreakable strength symbol? Or is it a glass armor, hiding our own vulnerability against time's implacable passage? Listen to the river's echoes as they merge with a symphony's notes in this glass palace floating over the Yangtze. The Chongqing Grand Theater, finished in 2009, is a stage architecture feat with a 100,000 square meter area. Strategically built at the confluence of two rivers, the building uses a double glass facade system, allowing spectacular dynamic lighting. Its interior design houses two main halls with world-class acoustics designed to resist river traffic vibrations and the mountain city's extreme humidity changes, establishing itself as a 30 million people metropolis's cultural heart. Visually, the theater manifests as a diamond vessel run aground on the riverbank, or as a formation of giant crystals sprouting from the wet rock after a millennial storm. Its nocturnal transparency reveals artistic life's beat inside, shining like a lighthouse in the Sichuan Basin's darkness. Under the neon lights glow, reflecting on dark waters, a spiritual presence is perceived. Ancient boatmen's songs echo now, mixing with modern opera. It is said that building purifies river energy through music. Observing this beautiful monument, a question troubles the soul. Can art survive concrete and industry's weight? Or is this theater just a glass mirage destined to be devoured by the river's eternal mist? Welcome to the vertical labyrinth where physics laws seem to have been drafted by a delirious architect. Chongqing is not simply a city. It is a 32 million people mountain megacity where trains cross apartment buildings and public plazas are found on the 22nd floor. Its 8D geography has forced engineers to build bridges crossing at 5 different levels and roads winding over rooftops, turning urban space into a 3-dimensional network defying any conventional navigation system. Visually, the metropolis manifests as a Blade Runner vision made reality, or as a concrete and neon hive devouring the Yangtze and Jialing riverbanks. It is structured chaos where skyscrapers seem to sprout over each other in an infinite competition to reach the light. Under the perpetual mist characterizing the region, the city emits a mysterious glow, seeming to hide secrets in each of its levels. It is said in Chongqing that one can lose oneself in space, but find oneself in time. Observing this human swarm, a question troubles the soul. Have we built the definitive city for the future? Or have we created a labyrinth from which humanity will never escape? Feel the oxygen vanish as you ascend to the roof of the world on steel rails. The Qinghai-Tibet Railway is the planet's highest railway line, reaching its peak at Tongala Pass at 5,072 meters altitude. Spanning 1,956 kilometers, its construction was an engineering miracle, solving the unstable permafrost problem through ground cooling systems. The carriages are pressurized and equipped with oxygen supplies to protect passengers from altitude sickness while crossing the Tibetan Plateau. From the sky, the train looks like a silver dragon sliding through an ice and desert landscape, or a mechanical suture trying to join Earth with the infinite firmament. It is a line of order crossing the purest and most hostile nature man has dared to conquer. Under the altitude's crystalline and sharp light, the landscape emits a divine purity that overcomes the spirit. Travelers feel they are crossing the threshold toward a sacred realm where gods still breathe. Looking through the window toward the snowy mountains abyss, a mystical doubt invades us. Are we shortening distances? Or are we profaning the summit silence where man should never have reached? Behold the spring cocoon, where light and steel intertwine to protect the athletic spirit's rebirth. This complex, opened in 2011, features a unique steel grid structure wrapping the stadium, gymnasium, and pool in a single continuous skin. With an area of more than 21,500 square meters, its engineering allows for optimal natural ventilation and visual transparency, connecting the interior with Shenzhen Bay, representing parametric architecture's triumph applied to collective well-being. Visually, the center manifests as a giant metallic cocoon left by a divine creature on the seashore, or as a silver net woven by giants to catch sun energy. Its geometry is a white line dance, seeming to vibrate with the sea wind. Under nocturnal lighting, highlighting its honeycomb texture, the building emits a purity and renewal aura. It is a place where body and mind seek perfection in a futuristic, peaceful environment. Observing this form, suggesting life about to sprout, a question troubles the spirit. Are we building buildings for sport? Or are we creating glass incubators for a new humanity that has forgotten the natural world? Don't look down if you value your life while climbing the death wall. Atular Village in Sichuan became world famous for its location on an 800-meter cliff top. For generations, inhabitants used treacherous vine ladders, until in 2016, a 2,556-step steel ladder was installed to guarantee minimum safety. This structure is a human persistence monument in terrains modern civilization had forgotten, allowing contact with a world seeming suspended in time. The ladder appears as a thin iron line embedded in the mountain's vertical body, resembling a metallic backbone trying to hold an isolated people's hopes, or a vertigo trap hanging over the canyon's absolute void. Enveloped in the mist rising from the river, the mountain emits a silence terrifying and fascinating alike. Climbers say that on each step, the ancestors' weight who fell into the abyss is felt. Feeling the metals cold under your hands while clouds flow under your feet, a blood-chilling question arises. Is this path a progress ladder? Or is it the ultimate proof of our cruel survival struggle in a land that doesn't forgive errors? We anchor our faith in the longest concrete line man has drawn on the Earth's face. The Danyangkunshan Grand Bridge holds the Guinness record with an amazing 164.8-kilometer length, forming part of the Beijing-Shanghai high-speed line. Opened in 2011, after 10,000 people's work, this viaduct crosses rice paddies, canals, and lakes with millimetric precision, using thousands of pillars to lift progress above Jiangsu Province's soft and wet geography. From the horizon, the bridge manifests as an infinite gray thread cutting the landscape in two, or as a modern wall not seeking to separate, but to join time with speed. Its presence is so vast it seems part of the natural horizon, a concrete constant that never ends. Under the rice field's diffuse light, the structure emits a constant hum when bullet trains cross it at 300 km/h, a sound seeming a new industrial era's beat. There is a sense of absolute triumph over distance. Observing this path getting lost in the Earth's curvature, a deep reflection arises. Have we finally conquered space? Or are we building bridges so long that we will soon forget where we come from and where we are going? Let's analyze the epicenter, where the world's pulse is measured in steel and containers under giant cranes gaze. The port of Shanghai has been, since 2010, the planet's busiest container port, managing an annual volume exceeding 47 million TEUs. Its crown jewel is the Yangshan Terminal, built on an artificial island and connected to land by a 32-kilometer bridge. It is a fully automated system where robots and algorithms move nations' wealth with efficiency exceeding any human mind's capacity. Visually, the port manifests as an infinite crimson mechanical claw forest, or as a divine proportions chessboard where merchandise flows like a metal river. It is an industrial choreography, transforming the seashore into a living machine of colossal proportions. In the dawn silence, the port emits an electric hum, sounding like an iron god's thought. Longshoremen talk about an energy that never rests, a constant hunger for movement and expansion. Observing this incessant flow feeding the world, a question troubles the soul. Have we created a commercial entity so perfect, it no longer needs human breath to continue devouring the future? Is it possible to walk under a glass sky, projecting our own digital dreams over reality? The place in Beijing is famous for housing one of the world's largest aerial LED screens, 250 meters long and 30 meters wide, open to transform commercial space into an immersive experience. This digital vault floats over pedestrians, projecting underwater worlds, space travel, and psychedelic art, merging physical architecture with pure light to create an environment where real and virtual boundaries disappear. From the street, the structure resembles a dimensional window open among skyscrapers, or a magic canopy left by a superior civilization to entertain the masses. It is a color spectacle bathing pavement in visitors' faces with an electric and vibrant aura. Under the million pixels glow, an artificial peace is felt, a collective hypnosis purifying the spirit through pure visual beauty. It is said in this place that no one feels alone under the digital sky. However, observing how people prefer looking at the screen before true stars, a mystical doubt arises. Are we building paradise on Earth? Or are we creating a light ceiling to hide that we've lost our connection with the real universe? Let's return to the time when stone became a civilization's sacred shield against desert chaos. The Great Wall is not just a defense structure. It is Chinese history's backbone, extending for more than 21,096 kilometers. Over 2,300 years old, its stone, brick, and rammed earth walls have resisted dynasty's passage and oblivion's assault. It is a triumph of ancient logistics and human sacrifice, built on mountain crests seeming impossible to reach even for modern man. Visually, the wall manifests as a stone dragon sleeping on the Green Mountain's back, or as an honor scar the earth exhibits with pride. Its watchtowers rise as eternal sentinels still watching a horizon that is no longer a threat. Under the sunset's mystical light, the stones acquire an amber glow, seeming to house the million souls who defended it. It is said the wind among its battlements is an ancient warrior's whisper. Walking through its worn steps, a question overcomes the soul. How many more civilizations will this giant see pass before the world forgets how to build something as noble and durable as bare stone? Behold the forest's rebellion against concrete dictatorship in this biophilic architecture temple. Country Garden headquarters in Foshan is a unique vertical ecosystem where plants are not just decoration, but an integral part of the structure. With facades completely covered by vegetation and cantilevered gardens, the building uses smart irrigation systems to maintain a cool microclimate in humid South China. It is a future office vision where technology serves to return to the earth what industry took away. The structure manifests as a green life waterfall falling from the sky, or as an artificial mountain that has decided to be devoured by the jungle to heal its steel wounds. It is a vibrant and organic contrast, purifying the air and view in the middle of industrial surroundings. Under the thousands of leaves' shadow, a peace is breathed, seeming miraculous in the global commerce. Workers talk about a spiritual Gothic sensation upon crossing its doors. It is a place where nature's calm tries to tame business frenzy. Observing these trees growing on glass balconies, the ultimate question arises. Is this our planet's reconciliation start? Or is it just a luxury garden to hide our inability to live without destroying? Here lies the brain of a new world, a monolith of pure logic processing humanity's destiny in millionths of a second. The National Supercomputing Center in Chengdu is one of the most powerful data processing facilities on the planet, dedicated to solving complex problems from genomics to astrophysics. Its architecture reflects the precision of its function, using high-efficiency liquid cooling systems to stabilize the thousands of nodes performing trillions of calculations per second, establishing itself as the beating heart of technological sovereignty and strategic development. Visually, the center manifests as a block of dark glass and metal that seems to absorb light around it, or as an extraterrestrial artifact guarding the secrets of the universe in an infinite network of silicon. It is a structure of imposing sobriety, conveying a sense of silent and absolute power. Under the constant and electric hum of the processors, a vibration is perceived that seems like the limit of human thought trying to transcend toward the divine. Scientists speak of an atmosphere of mathematical purity where doubt disappears. Observing this altar of information, the ultimate question arises: are we using this power to understand creation? Or are we allowing artificial intelligence to write the script of a future where our will no longer be necessary? Behold the glass finger that tries to touch the face of God. The Burge Khalifa is not just a building. It is a prayer of steel sculpted in the heart of the desert, a place where matter becomes ethereal. Officially opened in 2010, this architectural titan rises to 828 meters, breaking any limit known to human engineering. With more than 160 floors, its structure was designed to resist the fiercest winds and inclement heat, transforming sand into the pinnacle of modern civilization. From a distance, its silhouette resembles a finely polished silver needle or a desert flower that has decided to grow beyond the stars, defying gravity with an elegance that borders on the impossible and the sacred. Under the silver light of the moon, the tower becomes a pillar of pure energy, a temple of modernity that seems to connect the earth with the secrets of the universe. It is in that absolute silence of the heights, above the clouds, where the spirit feels gothic, as if it had been invited to a forbidden kingdom. Looking into the void from its top, a doubt arises that resonates in the soul. Have we finally reached the stairway to heaven to find our divinity? Or are we building our own Tower of Babel before being devoured by time? Is this a mirage born of heat, or a manifestation of pure light in the void? The Dunhuang Solar Thermal Power Plant represents the exact point where technology embraces the mysticism of the Gobi Desert. In this forgotten corner of the world, humanity not only survives, but dialogues with the cosmos through light. Built to capture the very essence of the sun, this mega facility features more than 12,000 heliostat mirrors surrounding a 260-meter-high central tower. Since its inauguration in 2018, this complex has functioned as a beating heart of molten salt, capable of storing heat and generating clean energy, even during the darkest hours of the night, defying the natural and geological cycles of the region. Seen from the firmament, the plant unfolds like a metallic sunflower of titanic proportions, or like an immense silver eye staring fixedly at the universe, creating waves of reflections that look like scars of light on the ancient sand. When the rays converge at the top, the tower emits an almost unbearable white glow, a divine presence that evokes the ancient legends of the Silk Road. In this altar of crystal, man bows before the solar power in a ceremony of silence and eternal fire. Contemplating this radiant horizon, a mystical doubt arises. Is this the salvation promised by science? Or is it the first step in turning our world into an empty mirror that only reflects the loneliness of the sky? Before us rises a digital dream that has come to life in the middle of the desert, an entity that breathes light and exhales visions of other worlds. The sphere is not simply a theater or an entertainment center. It is a crack in reality itself, a reminder that our imagination no longer knows physical boundaries or sensory limits. Officially opened in 2023, this wonder of modern engineering reaches a height of 112 meters and a width of 157 meters, establishing itself as the largest spherical structure on the planet. Its outer skin is an unprecedented technological canvas composed of 1.2 million puck-sized LED screens, capable of projecting images with such overwhelming sharpness that they challenge the perception of the human eye and transform the horizon into an infinite kaleidoscope. From a distance, it manifests as a colossal eye staring at the cosmos, or as a wandering planet that has decided to land among the neon lights, radiating an energy that seems to devour the darkness of the night. Under its hypnotic glow, solid matter seems to dissolve into divine pixels, creating an atmosphere of transcendence where technology becomes the new faith. In this altar of light, the visitor experiences an overwhelming peace, as if they had crossed the threshold into a higher dimension. Being bathed in its electric aura, a question arises that troubles the spirit. Is this sphere the final refuge of human beauty? Or is it the first portal toward a reality where we will no longer be able to distinguish the real from the simulated? Is it possible for a vessel to sail above the treetops and the dreams of men? Marina Bay Sands is an architectural illusion that defies the logic of dry land. This complex, opened in 2010, consists of three 55-story towers supporting a 340-meter-long upper platform known as the Sands Sky Park. Its construction required almost divine mathematical precision to ensure that the three independent structures could together support the weight of a lush park and an infinity pool suspended in the void. From the bay, the structure resembles a celestial arc that has become stranded on three gigantic stone pillars, or a crystal crown that the city offers to the firmament as proof of its wealth and technological splendor. At night, the complex lights up with an electric aura that seems to attract good fortune in the wandering souls of travelers. There is a silent belief that the energy accumulated at its top acts as a magnet for destiny, where chance and will intertwine. But amid such brilliance, a shadow of doubt emerges. Is this place the final refuge of human luxury? Or is it a life raft designed only for a few chosen ones, while the rest of the world watches from the depths of oblivion? Don't look down. On the Yaxi Highway, the asphalt becomes a tightrope hanging over the abyss. Known as the Highway to Heaven, this 240-kilometer route, opened in 2001-2, crosses 12 active seismic faults in one of the most unstable geographies on the planet. Its viaducts and bridges rise to heights that make the traveler dizzy, having been designed to resist massive earthquakes and extreme weather conditions that would attempt to erase any trace of human presence in the mountains of Sichuan. The road twists like a concrete snake trying to scale a forbidden mountain, or like a grayish scar engraved on the green skin of the mountain range, frequently disappearing among the clouds to reappear on impossible crests. Enveloped in a perpetual mist that blurs the light, the highway feels like a corridor to the realm of the mountain gods. Local drivers speak of shadows crossing the road on the coldest days, invisible guardians of the peaks watching the passage of the machines. Crossing these bridges that seem to float in nothingness, a question chills our blood. Is this road a triumph of modern engineering? Or is it a trap of vertigo where human arrogance finally meets the judgment of eternal gravity face to face? What secrets are hidden in the space between what we were and what we will be? The Dubai frame is a dimensional gate that tries to capture the essence of a civilization in constant change. Opened in 2018, this monument rises to 150 meters high and has a width of 93 meters, forming a perfect rectangle covered in gold stainless steel. Its purpose is to act as a lens. If you look through it in one direction, you will see historical Dubai. If you turn your head, you will see the futuristic metropolis that defies the stars. Visually, it looks like a magic mirror abandoned by giants in the middle of the desert, or a divine picture frame designed to immortalize the passage of time over the dunes, shining with an intensity that almost blinds the spectator under the relentless sun. When the sun hits its golden surface, the frame emits a glow that evokes the lost treasures of the ancient Bedouin tribes. It is said that in the center of its glass bridge, where the floor becomes transparent, one can hear the echo of the steps of those who walked through the sand before steel existed. Crossing this threshold of light, a mystical doubt arises. Are we looking toward the future with hope, or are we trapped forever in a gold frame, unable to escape a reality that is more a mirage than a truth? Feel how your lungs compress as you ascend toward the realm of the forbidden. The Bailong elevator, known as the 100 Dragons elevator, is a structure that defies sanity. Attached to a quartzite sandstone cliff in Zhangjiajie, this glass elevator rises to 326 meters in height. Opened in 2002, it holds the record for being the tallest and heaviest outdoor elevator in the world. In just 88 seconds, It transports the brave from the forest floor to the top of the stone pillars that inspired the floating mountains of fantasy films. Visually, the elevator looks like a backbone of glass and steel embedded in the body of a prehistoric giant, or a futuristic needle trying to suck the essence of the mountain to feed human curiosity. It is a technological intrusion into a landscape that seems to have been designed by ancient gods. When the mist surrounds the glass, the light from the interior creates a ghostly effect, as if the passengers were souls ascending to purgatory. Guides speak of legends about dragons that inhabited these cracks, and now watch this metal artifact with envy. It is rumored that on stormy days, the elevator emits a metallic wail that sounds like a warning cry. Reaching the top and looking at the abyss, a question arises that troubles the soul. Have we conquered the mountain with our technique? Or have we profaned a sacred altar from which we will never truly be allowed to return? Don't look back as you scale this wall of cold concrete. The Amasan Dam is a hydraulic fortress that keeps the secrets of the Alps. Located at an altitude of 1,030 meters, this structure, completed in 197/4, has a height of 180 meters and holds millions of cubic meters of frozen water from the glaciers. The pressure this wall withstands is equivalent to the iron will of those who built it in extreme conditions. It is said that in its deepest foundations, where light never reaches, the temperature is so low that time seems to stop completely. From the valley, the dam looks like a curved shield designed to protect the world from an apocalyptic flood, or like a stone eyelid trying to close the way to the ice spirits that inhabit the high Swiss peaks. Under the bluish light of winter, the structure casts long shadows that look like dark fingers stroking the rocks. Local mountaineers tell stories about whispers emanating from the internal galleries, warning about the unbearable weight of the water wishing to be free. It is said that the dam has its own heartbeat, a vibration that is only felt in the absolute silence of the night. Contemplating this wall that separates life from destruction, a blood-chilling question arises. What would happen if the mountain decided it no longer wanted to carry the weight of this man-made monster? Human comfort has found its boldest expression on the slopes of the sacred mountains. The Lingshan escalator is not just a means of transport, but a work of mechanical integration in extreme terrain. With a length exceeding 200 meters in some of its steepest sections, this system was designed to lift thousands of visitors toward the spiritual summits without the traditional physical exhaustion. This megastructure, integrated into the Lingshan complex, allows a constant flow of people toward the statue of the Grand Buddha, using high-strength traction technology capable of operating under variable weather conditions and high-inclination terrain. Visually, the staircase looks like a silver snake sliding through the green foliage of the mountain, or a perfectly polished metallic scar trying to soften the roughness of wild nature. It is a radical contrast between cold technology and the serenity of ancient temples. Being bathed in sunlight, the metal reflects a celestial glow that pilgrims interpret as a path of light toward enlightenment. There is a sense of gratitude and reverence for the ease with which modern man can approach the divine. However, climbing effortlessly toward the sky, a doubt assails our spirit. Have we lost the essence of sacrifice in our search for comfort? Or is this the gift of science so that everyone, regardless of their strength, can touch the peace of the mountain? In the heart of Yorkshire rises the industrial lung that has fueled a nation's ambitions for decades. Drax Power Station, whose construction began in 1967 and was fully completed in 1986, is the largest power plant in the United Kingdom, with its chimneys reaching 259 meters high and its iconic cooling towers. This facility has undergone a historical transformation, moving from coal to biomass to reduce its carbon footprint. It provides approximately 6% of the country's electricity, being a fundamental pillar in the British energy infrastructure and a testimony to European technological evolution. Visually, the complex resembles a set of gigantic vessels left by industrial gods, or a forest of stone and steam that dominates the rural landscape with a silent and heavy authority. The constant white smoke emanating from its towers creates artificial clouds that seem to merge with England's gray sky. When the sun filters through the steam, the structures take on a mystical hue that evokes the grandeur of the age of steam and the perseverance of the British worker. It is a place that breathes history and pride in energy sovereignty. Contemplating this titan that never sleeps, a question arises among the echoes of the turbines. Will this cathedral of fire and steam be able to adapt to the new world? Or will it remain as a rusty monument to an era that exhausted the Earth's resources? Maritime engineering reached its zenith with the culmination of this colossal structure that seems to defy the immensity of the ocean. The Qingdao-Haiwan Bridge, inaugurated in 2011, extends over 42.5 kilometers, establishing itself as one of the world's longest masterpieces built over saltwater. Designed to withstand high-magnitude earthquakes, devastating typhoons, and the impact of ships of up to 300,000 tons, this bridge required more than 450,000 tons of steel and a T-shaped design that optimizes vehicle flow in Shandong province, reflecting unprecedented technical precision in modern history. From the sky, the structure manifests as an immense white dragon resting on the blue mirror of the sea, or as a silver backbone joining two lands previously separated by the marine abyss. Its perfect curvature simulates the elegance of a silk ribbon floating on the waves, conveying a sense of absolute order and power. Under the golden light of dawn, the bridge shines with a glow that symbolizes the pride and prosperity of a nation that refuses to be limited by geography. Citizens see in it the embodiment of collective effort and the unbreakable spirit of their people. Observing this infinite path that gets lost in the sea mist, a deep reflection arises. Is this bridge the final triumph over distance? Or is it a steel chain that reminds us of our eternal need to conquer the indomitable? Welcome to the vanguard of architecture, where reality seems to crumble before your eyes. King Power Mahanakhon is not simply a skyscraper, but a declaration of audacity that redefines Bangkok's skyline. Opened in 2016, this 314-meter-high, 78-story giant immediately established itself as a Southeast Asian icon, using a reinforced concrete and glass structure designed to project an image of dynamism and constant evolution in the financial heart of Thailand. From a distance, the building resembles a tower of digital blocks in the process of disintegration, or a glass backbone with strategically missing pieces, creating a spiral of pixels that wraps around its facade. This fragmented appearance gives it an organic quality, as if the structure were alive and mutating under the pressure of modernity. When the city's neon lights are reflected in its pixelated surfaces, the tower emits an electric aura that seems to invoke the urban spirits of the future. There is a belief that its design protects the city's prosperity by allowing energies to flow through its gaps. Walking along its famous glass floor at the top, a disturbing question invades us. Is this building ascending toward digital perfection? Or is it the first monument to a civilization beginning to fragment under its own weight? Venture into the Sea of Death, where asphalt is the only ally against the immensity of oblivion. The Taclamakan Desert Highway is an epic feat that defies the most dangerous shifting dunes on the planet. Spanning 522 kilometers, this route, completed in 109.9 crosses the heart of the Tarim Basin. To prevent the sands from devouring the road, biological protection systems were installed with resistant shrubs that are fed by a complex drip irrigation mechanism, maintaining life in an environment where rain is a myth. Visually, the road appears as a grayish scar engraved on the golden skin of the desert, or as an infinite thread trying to sew a landscape that moves and breathes with every sandstorm. It is a line of absolute order in the midst of a chaos of dunes that look like waves frozen in time. Under the relentless sun, the asphalt exhales a heat that distorts the light, creating mirages where the souls of ancient Silk Road travelers seem to walk again. Bedouins say the desert whispers names to confuse the living. Observing this path that disappears into the burning horizon, a mystical doubt arises. Is this road a bridge to progress? Or is it a thin line of human arrogance that the desert will eventually bury in its millennial silence? Beware of the liquid abyss that devours the surface of the lake. The Morning Glory. Spillway, located at the Monticello Dam in California, is a spectacle of hydraulic engineering that evokes a fascinating terror. This immense concrete funnel has a diameter of 22 meters and a vertical drop of more than 72 meters, designed to drain excess water when the reservoir level reaches its maximum capacity. Since its construction in the 1950s, it has functioned as a critical safety valve, capable of evacuating thousands of cubic meters per second to protect the integrity of the dam. When the water begins to overflow, the spillway resembles a titanic drain excavated by ancient gods, or a hungry mouth trying to suck all of reality into the bowels of the earth. The circular movement of the water creates a perfect vortex that hypnotizes and terrifies in equal measure, a spiral toward the unknown. Under the diffuse light of cloudy days, the whole looks like a portal to an aquatic dimension where forgotten deities dwell. Locals talk about the dull sound emanating from the tunnel, a roar that sounds like the lament of the earth itself. Seeing how the surface of the lake disappears into this concrete throat, a question chills our blood. What secrets lie in the darkness of the bottom where light never reaches? And what price do we pay for trying to control the flow of destiny? Behold the concrete wall that was capable of altering our planet's rotation. The Three Gorges Dam is the largest hydroelectric plant in the world, a structure so massive it defies human comprehension. With a length of 2,135 meters and a height of 181 meters, this mega construction, finalized in its entirety in 2001.2, uses the power of the Yangtze River to generate an installed capacity of 22,500 megawatts. Its creation involved moving entire mountains and displacing millions of people, reconfiguring China's geography and ecosystem forever. From the air, the dam looks like the colossal shield of a fallen titan, designed to contain the fury of a water dragon, or like an artificial mountain range that divides time between the river's ancestral past and the electric future of a nation. Its presence is so vast that it seems part of the Earth's crust. Enveloped in the perpetual mist of the river, the structure emits a constant vibration that many interpret as the heartbeat of a new mechanical god. It is said that the spirits of the river still patrol the depths of the reservoir, watching the barrier that prevents their passage. Contemplating this immensity of steel and concrete, a philosophical reflection arises. Have we finally succeeded in domesticating nature for our glory? Or have we created a monster so large its fall would mean the end of everything we know? Let us return to the time when stone became eternity under the command of Rome. The Pont Guard is a ghost of classical engineering that has survived 2 millennia of history. Built in the 1st century AD, this 3-level aqueduct reaches a height of 49 meters and was designed to transport water over 50 kilometers with astonishing slope precision. Without using mortar, the stone blocks, some of which weigh 6 tons, are held together by sheer gravity and a perfect fit that has resisted wars and natural disasters. Visually, the aqueduct manifests as a golden stone lace crossing the Garden River, or as a series of divine arches trying to join the 2 shores of eternity. Its symmetry is so perfect, it seems to have been drawn by nature itself in a moment of absolute harmony and order. Under the warm light of the Provençal sunset, the stones take on an amber glow that evokes the presence of the legions and engineers who once walked its levels. Visitors feel a sacred respect before the stillness of the arches, as if the bridge were a temple dedicated to the passage of time. Crossing under its millennial shadow, a doubt arises that haunts us. How many more civilizations will this giant see pass before the world forgets how to build something as durable and noble as bare stone? Is this an airport or a mothership that has decided to land in the heart of Asia? Beijing. Daxing International Airport is the crowning work of the late Zaha Hadid, a space where architecture becomes fluid. Opened in 2019, this giant features a 700,000 square meter terminal, designed to reduce walking distances despite its colossal scale. Its central support structure, which uses no intermediate columns, is a feat of spatial engineering that allows for a massive entry of natural light. From the air, the airport unfolds like a 6-armed golden starfish, or like a mystical phoenix spreading its wings over the Hebei plain. Its radial design is a symphony of curves that defies the traditional rigidity of government buildings, projecting an image of futuristic speed and elegance. Walking under its immense white roof, the light creates an atmosphere of transcendental peace, almost as if we were in a cathedral of tomorrow. It is a portal where the spirit prepares to transcend physical boundaries. However, observing its inhuman scale, a disturbing question arises. Are we building doors to other worlds, or are we creating glass cages so beautiful we will never want to leave them? Who said skyscrapers can only grow toward the sky and not toward the horizon? Raffles City. Chongqing is a bold marvel that defies spatial perception with its horizontal skyscraper. This complex, completed in 2019, features the Crystal Sky Bridge, a 300-meter-long glass structure suspended 250 meters high over 4 of its 8 towers. It is a prodigy of seismic and wind resistance engineering, designed to act as a bridge of life in one of the densest cities in the world. The structure resembles a glass vessel sailing on a tide of concrete buildings, or a gigantic beam of light trying to hold together the hopes of the metropolis. Its curves evoke the sails of ancient ships that cross the Yangtze River, merging tradition with the digital future. When the Chongqing fog envelops the towers, the bridge seems to float in purgatory, creating an aura of mystery and warning. It is said that the wind whistles through its structures with a human voice, warning about the weight of ambition. Walking on its transparent floor, a question haunts us. Are we conquering the air to be closer to the gods, or are we simply building balconies to better observe our own fall? Let us return to the era when man decided to put the brake on eternity in the heart of the Grand Canyon. Hoover Dam is a cathedral of Art Deco and concrete that saved a nation during its darkest hour. Completed in 1936, this 221-meter-high structure holds Lake Mead, the largest reservoir in the United States. Its construction was a sacrifice of blood and sweat, where workers defied extreme temperatures and treacherous rock walls to tame the indomitable Colorado River. The dam appears as a bone-colored curved shield embedded between the reddish walls of the canyon, a geometric intervention that looks like an ancient temple dedicated to the water god. Its intake towers rise like stone sentinels guarding the abyss with an austere and eternal elegance. In the stillness of the Nevada desert, the structure emits a sacred silence that overcomes the spirit. It is a place where history feels static, protected by the weight of millions of tons of concrete. Looking toward the void from its crest, a blood-chilling question arises. How much longer can this stone wall contain destiny, and what will be left of us when the river finally reclaims its path to the sea? Let us explore the geometric precision behind the cultural epicenter of Nanjing, where architecture becomes applied science. The Jiangsu Grand Theater, officially opened in 2017, is one of the largest performing arts facilities in Asia, covering a total area of 270,000 square meters. This complex was designed with a highly complex steel structure to house 4 main auditoriums, including an opera house and a concert hall with state-of-the-art acoustics. Its engineering allows for managing massive flows of people while maintaining impeccable structural stability in the face of the region's climatic variations, representing a triumph of modern urban planning and Chinese technical efficiency. From the air, the theater manifests as 4 drops of crystal water resting on a green leaf, or as the petals of a silver lotus emerging from the earth with perfect mathematical symmetry. Its glass and metal skin reflects the surroundings with a clarity that defies the rough texture of the surrounding city. Under the night lighting, the structure emits a soft glow that symbolizes the enlightenment of knowledge and social harmony. It is a place where architectural order generates a profound sense of pride and stability. Observing this monument to culture, a necessary reflection arises. Is this work the ultimate refuge of the human spirit? Or is it a structure so perfect that it has ceased to belong to the chaos of the real world? Let us analyze the feat of civil engineering that succeeded in taming the winds of the Tarn Valley through pure geometry. The Millau Viaduct, designed by Michel Virlejeu and Norman Foster, was inaugurated in 2004 after 3 years of unprecedented construction. With a maximum height of 343 meters, this structure exceeds the Eiffel Tower itself in elevation, extending for 2,360 meters in length. The 7 steel and concrete pylons were erected with millimetric precision, using satellite positioning systems to ensure that the road deck fit perfectly over the abyss, resisting wind gusts of up to 250 km/h. Visually, the viaduct unfolds as a series of 7 white sailboats sailing on a sea of clouds, or as a giant harp whose steel strings try to play an invisible melody in the French sky. Its aesthetic lightness hides a massive structural strength that seems to float effortlessly over nature. On foggy days, the road becomes a celestial path where the earth disappears, evoking the millennial faith of the cathedral builders. Local inhabitants feel a sacred respect for this colossus that joins the north and the south. Crossing this silver line suspended in the void, a question arises that overcomes the soul. Have we finally built a bridge to the realm of the heavens, or are we simply ignoring the depth of the abyss that lies beneath our feet? Human ambition has reached a new axis of rotation with the creation of the largest observation wheel ever built. Ain Dubai, located on Blue Waters Island, rises to a monumental height of 250 meters, far surpassing the London Eye. Opened in 2021, its structure required more than 11,200 tons of steel, a significantly larger amount than that used in the Eiffel Tower. Each of its support spokes is longer than a professional football field, and its central hub weighs as much as 4 Airbus A380 aircraft, demonstrating a load capacity and balance that redefines the limits of recreational physics. From the coast, the wheel manifests as an immense silver halo crowning the Dubai skyline, or as a cosmic gear that seems in charge of moving time itself over the turquoise waters of the Persian Gulf. Its slow and majestic rotation conveys a sense of absolute control over the surrounding landscape. Under the glow of its thousands of LED lights, the structure emits an energy of prosperity and triumph that citizens see as a sign of divine favor toward their nation. It is a beacon of success that attracts eyes from all over the world. Reaching its highest point in the silence of the cabin, a mystical doubt invades us. Are we looking at the world from the eyes of a modern god? Or are we simply passengers in an eternal cycle of vanity that never stops turning? Beware of the metallic roar of this giant when it decides to invert the order of the waters. The Falkirk Wheel is the world's only rotating boat lift, a piece of engineering that seems to have been stolen from a dystopian future. Opened in 2002, to connect the Forth and Clyde and Union Canals, this 35-meter diameter structure uses Archimedes' principle to lift massive vessels, consuming the energy equivalent of only 8 domestic kettles. Its balancing mechanism is so perfect that any failure in rotation would send tons of water and steel into the abyss, a possibility that keeps those watching its mechanical dance in suspense. From a distance, the wheel resembles a double-headed Celtic battle axe or the metallic skeleton of a prehistoric whale that has been forced to turn eternally. It is a vision of curved steel cutting through the gray Scottish sky with a fascinating industrial aggressiveness. On windy nights, it is said that the structure emits a dull lament, a creak that sounds like the warning of a machine starting to gain consciousness. Navigators speak of shadows moving among the gears when the moon is high. Seeing how your boat rises toward nothingness on this iron arm, a spiritual doubt haunts us. Have we mastered the water with our cunning, or have we created a circular monster that will one day decide not to stop its turn?